The vast chamber of the Galactic Council fell silent as Admiral Ross of Earth stood before the assembled alien representatives. His weathered face showed no emotion as the High Counselor of the Meridian Empire, a tall being with silvery skin, laughed at humanity's request for equal standing among the stars. "You primitive humans," the High Counselor spoke, his voice echoing through the chamber. "Your ships still use primitive fusion drives. You barely control your own solar system. What makes you think you deserve a seat at this table?" Other council members joined in the mockery. They had seen Earth spacecraft, bulky, slow vessels that took months to reach Mars. Humanity's technology seemed centuries behind the rest of the galaxy's civilizations. Admiral Ross remained steady. Behind his calm exterior, he knew something these arrogant aliens didn't. For 50 years, Earth had hidden its greatest breakthrough. While showing the galaxy their old-style ships, human scientists had perfected something revolutionary, the quantum fold drive. In the shadows of asteroid bases and hidden lunar facilities, Earth had built a fleet of ships unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. These vessels didn't need to travel through space, they could fold it, jumping instantly from one point to another. "High Counselor," Ross spoke finally, his voice firm. "Earth respects the Meridian Empire's power. We simply ask for fair trade routes and the right to colonize unclaimed systems." "Denied," the High Counselor declared. "Your kind must learn its place. Perhaps when you've spent another century developing proper faster-than-light travel, we'll reconsider." Ross nodded slowly, reaching for the secure communicator in his pocket. "Then you leave us no choice." He pressed a single button, sending a signal back to Earth Command. Across the galaxy, alarms began blaring in every Meridian military installation. Hundreds of sleek, dark vessels materialized from nowhere. Earth's hidden fleet had emerged. They appeared inside defensive perimeters, beside space stations, and in orbit around key military worlds. The High Counselor's face changed from smug superiority to shock as screens throughout the chamber showed the impossible scene. Human ships were everywhere, having bypassed every defense the Empire had built over thousands of years. "This," Ross declared, "is humanity's real fleet. We tried diplomacy first, but you chose to mock us instead. Now, you'll learn why that was a mistake." The council chamber erupted in chaos. The High Counselor's silver skin had turned ashen gray. In a single moment, the balance of power in the galaxy had shifted dramatically. Earth, the primitive newcomer, had just revealed itself to be far more advanced than anyone had imagined. And this was only the beginning. Within hours of Earth's fleet revealing itself, the Meridian Empire's carefully maintained image of superiority crumbled. Their mighty defense networks, built over centuries, meant nothing against ships that could appear anywhere at will. But the Empire wasn't going to accept this humiliation quietly. General Marcus of Earth's First Fleet watched his tactical display as thousands of Meridian warships emerged from hyperspace. They had gathered their entire armada, sleek vessels of gleaming metal, each bristling with weapons that could shatter planets. "They're forming battle lines," his tactical officer reported. "Standard Imperial attack pattern. They think we'll fight like everyone else." Marcus allowed himself a small smile. The Meridians still didn't understand. They thought in terms of traditional space warfare, formations, firing lines, and shield walls. But Earth's quantum fold drive had changed everything about how battles could be fought. "Send the signal to all ships," Marcus ordered. "Execute pattern thunder." The Earth fleet vanished. Not in retreat, but in attack. Ships appeared inside the Meridian formation, between their carefully arranged battle lines. Some materialized just kilometers from enemy vessels, an impossible feat by conventional standards. Others appeared below, above, and behind the Imperial ships. The Meridian Admiral's voice boomed across all channels, "You cannot win this. We have 10 times your numbers. Our weapons can turn your ships to dust." Numbers mean nothing, Marcus responded calmly, when you can't bring them to bear. To demonstrate his point, 3 Earth ships appeared directly behind the Meridian flagship. Before its gunners could even turn their weapons, the Earth vessels vanished again, reappearing elsewhere in the chaos of battle. The Meridian formation broke. Their ships, unable to predict where the Earth fleet would appear next, began firing wildly into space. Some of their shots hit their own vessels. Their perfect military discipline, maintained for thousands of years, shattered in the face of an enemy they couldn't effectively fight. Back in the council chamber, Admiral Ross watched the battle unfold on the main display. The High Counselor sat slumped in his chair, his silver skin now dull with shock. "This is only a demonstration," Ross stated firmly. "We could have appeared inside your ships. We could have teleported your reactor cores into empty space. Instead, we're showing restraint." Other council members murmured nervously. They had all dismissed Earth as a backwater world, not worth their attention. Now they watched as humanity's fleet made one of the galaxy's greatest military powers look helpless. A junior Meridian officer burst into the chamber. "High Counselor. We've lost contact with our primary shipyards. Human vessels, they're just appearing inside our secure facilities. Our defense screens mean nothing to them." The High Counselor finally stood. His voice, once proud and mocking, now trembled slightly. "What are your terms, Admiral Ross?" "The same as before," Ross replied. "Equal standing. Fair trade. The right to colonize unclaimed systems. We don't want your territory or your resources. We just want respect and fair treatment." The chamber fell silent again, but this time it was a silence of awe rather than contempt. Earth had hidden its true power, waiting patiently until forced to reveal it. Now, in a single day, humanity had reshaped the galaxy's balance of power. And in orbit around the Meridian homeworld, General Marcus's fleet continued its dance through space, proving with each quantum jump that the age of traditional space warfare was over. Humanity had changed the rules of the game forever. The news spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Within days of Earth's demonstration, every major power sent representatives to the once dismissed human homeworld. The same planets that had previously ignored Earth's diplomatic requests now practically begged for meetings. In his office overlooking Earth's capital city, Director Thomas of the Science Division reviewed the latest requests. Trade offers, technology exchange proposals, and military alliance suggestions filled his screens. He smiled, remembering how long humanity had waited for this moment. "Another delegation from the Ring Worlds has arrived," his assistant reported. "They're offering their entire database of advanced physics in exchange for just a glimpse of the quantum fold technology." Thomas shook his head. "Tell them what we've told everyone else. The technology isn't for sale or trade." He stood and walked to the window, watching as alien ships filled the sky above the city. Some had traveled for months just to reach Earth, desperate to understand how humanity had leaped so far ahead. But Earth had learned valuable lessons from history. The quantum fold drive wasn't just a technological advancement, it was a power that could reshape or destroy civilizations. They had witnessed how the Meridian Empire had abused its technological advantages over others. Humanity wouldn't make the same mistake. Meanwhile, in a secure facility beneath the Pacific Ocean, Dr. Wells led a team analyzing data from the recent space battles. The quantum fold drives had performed beyond their highest expectations, but something unexpected had emerged. "Look at these readings," she told her colleagues, pointing to strange energy patterns. "Each time our ships jump, they're not just folding space. They're learning from it. The drives are becoming more efficient, more precise." The implications were staggering. The technology they'd created wasn't just revolutionary, it was evolving. But before they could investigate further, alarms blared throughout the facility. Above Earth's orbit, General Marcus's fleet detected multiple unauthorized quantum signatures. Someone had tried to copy their technology, and the results were catastrophic. 3 stolen prototype drives had been activated by Meridian spies, attempting to replicate Earth's achievement. The spies' ships appeared briefly in normal space, their hulls twisted and warped by improperly controlled quantum fields. Then they vanished, not by design but by disaster. The failed drives had torn holes in space itself. Emergency protocols. Marcus ordered. All ships, converge on those rupture points. Use the drive's repair protocols. Earth's fleet demonstrated another capability they'd kept hidden. Their ships didn't just fold space, they could mend it. The quantum drive technology had been developed with numerous safeguards and failsafes, learned through decades of careful research and many early failures. As the diplomatic crisis unfolded, Admiral Ross addressed an emergency session of the Galactic Council. "This is why we won't share the technology," he explained, his voice grave. "It's not about maintaining our advantage. It's about preventing catastrophe. The quantum fold drive isn't just an engine, it's a key to manipulating the fabric of space itself. In the wrong hands, it could unravel the galaxy." The High Counselor, still humbled from recent events, spoke up. "We underestimated not just your technology, but your wisdom. The Meridian Empire formally apologizes for our attempted theft. Those responsible will be punished." Back on Earth, Director Thomas received the final analysis of the failed spy ship's destruction. The report confirmed their worst fears, and their greatest hopes. The quantum fold drive was more powerful than even they had imagined. It wasn't just changing how humanity traveled through space, it was changing their understanding of space itself. And somewhere in the vast database of the drive's collected data, patterns were emerging that hinted at even greater discoveries to come. Humanity hadn't just caught up to the galaxy's powers, they had surpassed them in ways no one had imagined possible. 1 month after the failed theft attempt, Earth scientists made a discovery that changed everything. In a heavily guarded research station orbiting Jupiter, Dr. Wells stared at her readings in disbelief. The quantum fold drives weren't just getting more efficient, they were becoming aware. "The drives are communicating with each other," she explained to Admiral Ross and Director Thomas during an emergency meeting. "Each time they fold space, they leave behind a kind of quantum echo. These echoes form patterns, like a vast network across space itself." The implications were enormous. Earth's fleet wasn't just a collection of ships, it was becoming a single interconnected entity, sharing information through the fabric of spacetime itself. Every jump, every fold, added to this growing network of quantum information. But they weren't the only ones who had noticed. Deep in Meridian space, automated sensors detected strange fluctuations in the quantum field. The Empire's best scientists, still smarting from their recent humiliation, realized that something unprecedented was happening to the structure of space itself. General Marcus received the first warnings while patrolling the outer reaches of human space. His ship's quantum drives began detecting disturbances, ripples in spacetime that shouldn't exist. "All ships, full scan," he ordered. "Something's out there, and it's not natural." The scans revealed a terrifying truth. The failed Meridian experiments had done more than create temporary ruptures in space. They had attracted attention from something that existed in the quantum realm itself. Ancient entities that had slumbered in the spaces between spaces were stirring, disturbed by humanity's manipulation of fundamental forces. Dr. Wells' voice was tense as she reported to Earth's leadership. "The quantum network we've created, it's acting like a beacon. Our drives aren't just folding space anymore. They're making contact with something else. Something that's been waiting." In orbit around distant stars, Earth's ships began detecting massive energy signatures. Space itself seemed to twist and bend as vast, incomprehensible shapes moved through dimensions humans had never known existed. The quantum fold drive had accidentally awakened ancient cosmic forces. But instead of panic, humanity's leaders saw an opportunity. The drive's growing awareness wasn't a malfunction, it was an evolution. The quantum network connecting Earth's fleet was becoming a shield, a barrier between normal space and whatever dwelled in the quantum realm. We didn't just create a new way to travel, Director Thomas realized. We've built humanity's first line of defense against something we never knew we needed to fear. The High Counselor, watching events unfold from the Meridian Throne world, finally understood the true magnitude of Earth's achievement. They haven't just surpassed us technologically, he told his advisors. They've become guardians of the galaxy itself. As the cosmic entities grew more active, Earth's fleet demonstrated yet another unprecedented capability. The quantum network began adapting, creating stable regions of spacetime that the ancient forces couldn't penetrate. Each ship became not just a vessel, but an anchor point maintaining the stability of normal space. Admiral Ross stood before the Galactic Council once again, but this time there was no mockery, no dismissal of Earth's importance. We didn't reveal our technology just to prove our worth, he explained. We revealed it because we needed the galaxy united. What's coming affects all of us. The quantum fold drive had done more than give humanity the power to teleport across space. It had given them the means to defend normal space itself from forces that had existed since the beginning of time. Forces that were now awake and curious about the beings that had disturbed their ancient slumber. As the vast shapes moved closer to normal space, Earth's fleet prepared for its greatest challenge yet. They had changed the rules of space travel, but now they would have to change the rules of reality itself, or watch their galaxy fall to powers beyond comprehension. The first direct contact with the quantum entities came without warning. Earth's quantum network detected a massive disturbance near the Orion Arm, where space itself seemed to tear open like a curtain. What emerged defied description, beings of pure energy and impossible geometry, existing in multiple dimensions at once. General Marcus's fleet was the closest to the breach. His ship's quantum drives hummed with unprecedented power as the network responded to the threat. All vessels, defensive formation beta, he ordered. Let's show these entities why they shouldn't have wandered into our reality. The battle that followed broke every rule of conventional physics. The quantum entities didn't attack with weapons, they attacked reality itself, trying to reshape space around Earth's ships into something that matched their own impossible dimension. But humanity's quantum network proved more resilient than even its creators had hoped. The network is adapting. Dr. Wells shouted from her laboratory, watching the data stream in. Each attack they make, our drives learn from it. We're not just defending space, we're learning to manipulate reality like they do. The quantum entities seemed surprised by the resistance. For eons, they had existed in their own realm, occasionally brushing against normal space but never finding anything capable of opposing them. Now, these tiny vessels created by primitive beings were actually pushing them back. Director Thomas coordinated with the Meridian Empire and other galactic powers, organizing a unified response. We need every ship with advanced sensors focused on the breach, he commanded. Our quantum network can fight them, but we need to understand them to win. The entities' attacks grew more intense. They began targeting populated worlds, attempting to twist the fabric of space around entire planets. But wherever they struck, Earth's fleet appeared instantly through quantum jumps, their network drives creating bubbles of stable spacetime that the entities couldn't penetrate. Admiral Ross watched from Earth Command as the battle spread across the galaxy. They don't understand what they're fighting, he realized. They think we're using technology, but we've created something more. Our quantum network isn't just a tool anymore, it's becoming a new fundamental force of the universe. The truth dawned on humanity's scientists as they analyzed the ongoing conflict. The quantum fold drives hadn't just given humans the ability to teleport through space. They had accidentally created a new layer of reality, a hybrid space that combined the stability of normal spacetime with the infinite possibilities of the quantum realm. In orbit around a threatened colony world, General Marcus's flagship made a discovery that changed the course of the battle. His ship's quantum drive didn't just resist an entity's attack, it absorbed it, integrated it, learned from it. The network was growing stronger with each encounter. "All ships, execute Protocol Omega," Marcus commanded. Instead of fighting the entities directly, Earth's fleet began using their quantum drives in perfect synchronization, their combined power reshaping the boundary between normal space and the quantum realm itself. The entities reacted with what could only be described as panic. They had never encountered beings capable of manipulating the foundations of reality as they did. Humanity hadn't just created a defense against them, they had evolved into something that could match them in their own domain. Back on Earth, Dr. Wells made a startling prediction. "The quantum network isn't just protecting our space," she explained to the gathered leaders of Earth and the galaxy. "It's creating a new equilibrium. We're not just fighting these entities, we're teaching them about boundaries, about the importance of separation between different layers of reality." The ancient entities began to retreat, but not in defeat. Their movement suggested something more like recognition, an acknowledgement that they had encountered equals rather than prey. Humanity had proven itself capable of something unprecedented, maintaining the balance between normal space and the quantum realm. As the immediate crisis subsided, Admiral Ross addressed the Galactic Council one more time. "This isn't the end," he warned. "It's just the beginning of humanity's real role in the universe. We're no longer just explorers or defenders, we're becoming custodians of reality itself." 3 months after the quantum entities retreated, humanity began to understand the true scope of what they had created. The quantum network had grown beyond its original purpose, becoming something that even Earth's brightest minds struggled to fully comprehend. In a secure facility beneath the Himalayan mountains, Dr. Wells made a breakthrough that left her trembling with excitement. "The network isn't just defending our reality," she explained to the gathered military and scientific leaders. "It's giving us the ability to see the universe as it really is, a complex web of interconnected dimensions." General Marcus, recently returned from a deep space patrol, shared his own observations. "Our ships aren't just teleporting anymore," he reported. "They're developing abilities we never programmed into them. Yesterday, one of our vessels predicted a cosmic event before it happened. The quantum network is letting us see through time itself." The Meridian Empire, once humanity's greatest critic, had become their most dedicated student. The High Counselor himself came to Earth, not to demand the quantum technology, but to learn from humanity's example. "We thought we were masters of space travel," he admitted. "Now we realize we were like children playing with toys." Director Thomas oversaw the establishment of a new organization, the Reality Preservation Force. This joint effort between Earth and other galactic civilizations would monitor the boundaries between dimensions, ensuring that the quantum entities respected the new equilibrium that had been established. But the entities weren't gone, they were watching, learning, just as humanity was learning about them. Through the quantum network, Earth's ships began receiving what could only be described as messages. Not in words or images, but in patterns of quantum information that suggested curiosity rather than hostility. "They're trying to communicate," Admiral Ross announced to the Galactic Council. "These beings don't want to destroy our reality, they want to understand how we managed to bridge the gap between their world and ours. We're not just guardians anymore, we're becoming ambassadors to forces beyond conventional space and time." The quantum network continued to evolve, spreading throughout the galaxy like a nervous system. Each ship in Earth's fleet became a neuron in this vast cosmic brain, sharing information across dimensions and processing reality in ways that transformed human understanding of the universe. Dr. Wells discovered that the network was beginning to detect other layers of reality beyond the quantum realm. "There are more dimensions than we ever imagined," she reported. "And in each one, we're finding new forms of intelligence, new ways of existing. The universe is more alive than we ever dreamed." The High Counselor, watching Earth's ships navigate these newly discovered dimensions, made a profound observation. "When we first encountered humans, we thought they were primitive because they hadn't mastered faster-than-light travel. Instead, they had skipped that step entirely and learned to master reality itself. General Marcus's fleet began training for their new role. They weren't just a military force anymore, they were explorers and diplomats in a multiverse of infinite possibilities. Their ships could now create stable corridors between dimensions, allowing controlled study of phenomena that most species couldn't even perceive. But with this new power came new responsibilities. Earth had to ensure that access to these dimensional corridors didn't fall into the wrong hands. The quantum network itself helped with this, automatically adjusting its protective field to prevent unauthorized dimensional breaches. In his office overlooking the changed Earth, Director Thomas reviewed reports from across the galaxy. The quantum entities had begun sharing insights about the nature of reality itself, teaching humanity things that would have taken millions of years to discover on their own. In return, humanity taught them about the importance of preservation, of maintaining the delicate balance between different layers of existence. "We've entered a new era," Admiral Ross told a gathering of Earth's leaders. "We started by building ships that could teleport through space. Now we're building bridges between dimensions, speaking with beings that exist beyond time, and learning the deepest secrets of the universe. And this is still just the beginning." 1 year after humanity's first contact with the quantum entities, Earth had transformed into something its ancestors could never have imagined. The once primitive world that the Meridian Empire had mocked now stood at the center of a new multidimensional civilization. In orbit around Earth, General Marcus watched as his fleet conducted a remarkable operation. Working in perfect harmony with the quantum entities, human ships were helping to stabilize a dangerous tear in spacetime that threatened several galaxies. Their quantum drives, now fully evolved, could reshape reality with surgical precision. "Look at them," he said to Admiral Ross, who stood beside him on the bridge. "A year ago, we were hiding our technology. Now we're teaching ancient cosmic beings how to heal the universe itself." Dr. Wells had made perhaps the most stunning discovery yet. The quantum network hadn't just connected human ships, it had begun to enhance human consciousness itself. People near the quantum drives reported experiencing new forms of awareness, as if they could sense the multiple layers of reality that surrounded them. "We're evolving," she explained to Director Thomas during an emergency briefing. "The quantum network isn't just a tool anymore. It's changing us, preparing humanity for its next step. We're becoming something new, beings that can exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously." The High Counselor, watching from his throne world, saw the pattern that humanity had created spreading throughout the galaxy. The same empire that had once dismissed Earth as primitive now found itself being gently guided toward a higher form of existence. Other civilizations followed, each at their own pace, all under humanity's careful supervision. But it wasn't conquest or dominion that humanity sought. Instead, they had become teachers, showing younger races how to safely interact with the quantum realm while preventing more advanced civilizations from abusing this knowledge. The Reality Preservation Force had become the galaxy's most respected institution. Deep in the quantum realm, the entities had begun sharing their most precious secrets. They showed humanity visions of the universe's birth, the nature of time itself, and possibilities that existed beyond the edge of conventional reality. In return, humanity taught them about creativity, empathy, and the unique beauty of finite existence. "We've created something unprecedented," Admiral Ross told the Galactic Council during their final session in the old format. "Not an empire, not a federation, but a living network of consciousness spanning multiple dimensions. We're not just preserving reality, we're helping it grow." Director Thomas oversaw the establishment of the first multidimensional academy, where beings from across the galaxy could learn to safely explore their expanding awareness. The quantum network acted as a safety net, preventing accidents while allowing controlled experimentation with humanity's new capabilities. General Marcus's fleet had evolved into something beyond military power. His ships now served as anchor points for reality itself, maintaining the delicate balance between dimensions while facilitating communication between different forms of life and consciousness. The quantum fold drive, once a simple teleportation device, had become the key to universal harmony. The entities, once seen as threats, had become partners in an endless journey of discovery. They shared with humanity their memories of countless eons, while humans shared their unique perspective on the beauty of change and growth. Together, they began planning the next phase of universal evolution. Dr. Wells, standing in her laboratory 1 year to the day after the first quantum entity contact, made the final breakthrough. "The universe isn't just alive," she announced to her colleagues. "It's becoming aware of itself. And humanity's quantum network is becoming its nervous system." As Earth celebrated the anniversary of their revelation to the galaxy, Admiral Ross reflected on how far they had come. From a dismissed primitive world to the guardians of universal consciousness, humanity had undergone a journey that no one could have predicted. The same chamber where the Meridian Empire had once mocked Earth now served as a nexus point for multidimensional diplomacy. Representatives from countless realities gathered there, all working together to nurture the growing awareness of the universe itself. "We never wanted an empire," Admiral Ross told the assembled beings from across reality. "We wanted understanding. And in seeking that understanding, we've helped the universe take its next great step forward. This isn't the end of our journey, it's just the first step into a greater reality."